This is Stars and Scopes with your pal Uma Ruby. Updated every new and full moon with guidance based on planetary transits in the current sky and extra support from tarot. For accuracy, do listen to your rising sign first if you know it, but do feel free to listen to your sun, moon and rising if you'd like the full picture. If you're loving this work and you've got some coins to spare, throw them in the tin over at buymeacoffee.com/Uma Ruby and you can buy me a coffee. Okay, let's drop into it. Hello Capricorn and Capricorn rising. Welcome to your horoscope for the full moon happening in Sagittarius on the 14th of June at 9:52 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. This is a podcast, but it's also now a YouTube channel to celebrate Pride Month. I've gone and dolled up to add a visual component to these readings. I'm sort of testing the waters. I started with the written word and then I switched to voice and now we're on to eyeballs and voice. So let me know how you like it because I might be tempted to doll up every fortnight. Who knows? This is a really exciting time. It's a full moon, so it's a great time to let go, to actively shed what it is that we no longer need or celebrate what it is that we've achieved and, you know, commune with the moon and all of her majesty and really feel yourself. You know, with the moon's always about our emotional bodies. So it's a great time to Now, Sagittarius rules your 12th house, which is the unconscious. It's the world that we kind of, it's not that we can't talk about it, it's just we don't talk about it because it's just so beyond the surface. It's a beautiful space of activity, and if you can harness it like you can, Capricorn, because Sagittarius is the sign of being, you know, forthright and striving ahead and learning and receiving and traveling. You know, I think that you're a bit of a day tripper when it comes to the nighttime, maybe. So to let go of something in this space is an interesting concept, you know, to celebrate. Maybe you're working with a kind of greater handle on your unconscious self. Maybe there's things that have been bubbling to the surface that you are a master of. That could be really great. I want to go through some of these tarot cards though. I'll speak about the traditional decans first of all. So the moon is at 23 degrees in Sagittarius, and that is represented by the 10 of Wands. Now, this is a difficult energy. Sometimes it can be a card of exhaustion. It's sort of having tried 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times and feeling the weight of everything on your back and just not really knowing if you can handle it anymore. You can handle it, Capricorn, but this is the energy that maybe we're sort of working with in this moon. You might be feeling a little bit exhausted. So, you know, go gently if that's the case. The sun in opposition, which is what happens at a full moon, is the 10 of Swords. So that's 23 degrees in Gemini. This is similar energy to this one, but a little bit more hectic and a little bit more damaging, maybe in some ways. The swords are air. The swords are truth. It's our intellect. It's how we think. So to be at the end of your tether mentally is an interesting place to be. And if that's the case, I love you. You are loved very dearly. And this is a cycle. And as my mum always says, this too shall pass. So if there's extra support that you need, maybe if this moon is bringing up some stuff unconsciously that is difficult to bear, call a friend. Absolutely do that. You're never a burden to anybody when you're feeling like this. If that's the case, you might not be. You may have come to a beautiful crescendo of this sort of idea and you're sort of like, yep, you know what? This is what I believe. This is who I am. This is my unconscious dreamland and I'm laying it all before you for everyone to see. That could be it as well. Now, I'm really excited because it's a lovely full moon and we can enjoy it and we can co-create, and we haven't been able to do that because of eclipse season. We're past that for the moment. However, this lunation is in, again, a difficult aspect. When we are thinking about T-squares, I've spoken about them before, but it's a third energy that's involved in an opposition. So the opposition is the sun, the moon in a full moon. The planet forming the T-square is Neptune, which actually has a lot to do with 12th house stuff. It has to do with illusion and that kind of thing. Also, maybe in some ways, delusion, the idea of being kind of balls to the wall about something, but really that sort of, that illusionary kind of energy reveals itself. Possibly difficult, but we'll continue. So Neptune's in Pisces at home, which is great. Neptune loves Pisces. Neptune's the modern ruler of Pisces. Pisces for you is in your third house of communication. We've spoken quite a lot about Pisces in your readings because there's been so much activity going on in that sign. And your third house, which is your ability to communicate, it's your localized environment, your village, it's your brothers and sisters sometimes, but it's the people that are in close proximity. It's the ones that you sort of borrow sugar from, share knowledge, that kind of stuff. You sort of band together with third house and you learn how to communicate in that space as well. So Neptune is at 25 degrees of Pisces, forming that T-square. The tarot card for that point is the 10 of Cups. The 10 of Cups is, as far as an emotional cycle, it's the happy ending as it was. It's the rainbow and the sort of like staring off into middle distance and then, the sun setting on a beautiful cycle, and you've got everything that you could possibly need emotionally, and it's perfect. I mean, talk about delusion. That's 10 of Cups is actually quite a delusionary kind of card. So it's interesting that this is happening here. So let's look at that bit. In what way did what I just say to you form some kind of delusion for you? And in your dreams, what are your dreams telling you that's bringing that delusion to the forefront and letting you really see the truth of the matter, which you love, Capricorn. You love the truth. You love that sort of direct honesty. So that's the sky. There's a couple of, before I leave it there is a couple of more positive aspects that are going on as well. So the moon is in a positive, beautiful, supportive trine with Mars in Aries. So if we think fire moon, fire Aries, and Mars couldn't be happier than in Aries. They love it there. And so that sort of passion, and we spoke about that, I think, in the last reading that I gave you, because there was another sort of tense aspect with Mars, I think. But this time, it's a beautiful, positive one, because we're fire working together. What is that passion? What is that direction? In dream state, in the sort of unconscious magical land, what is it that you want to learn? And how can Mars, that direction, how can that help you? So that's that. And the sun is in a positive aspect with Saturn, who's been in 25 degrees in Aquarius for ages and has been difficult to us in the last couple of months. But this time the rules and the restrictions and the guidebook are going to serve us well. The sun in Gemini, which is air, which is intellect, supportive aspect with Saturn in Aquarius, more air, more intellect and truth. And also Saturn loves Aquarius. Everyone seems to be really happy in a lot of ways in the signs that they're in right now. So it is probably the potential to sort of like triangulate and sort of deal with some of that difficult illusion that might be surfacing, even though Neptune's really happy in Pisces too. So it all depends on how you work with it and how you look at it. So that's the sky. That's what I want you to focus on at this full moon, is sort of your unconscious like dreamscape. Think about I don't know, you have really vivid dreams, Capricorn, let's be honest. Like, think about that space and think about how you can make it work for you. That might be an interesting thing to ask Luna, ask the moon. How can I participate in lucid dreaming or something like that? So that's the sky. I am going to read you a little bit of intuitive tarot, just a couple of cards, just to see if Spirit right here, right now, has anything that further they'd like to add. So Spirit, I'm talking to my Capricorns, and we're talking about 12th house, release. What can you give me in support of that theory? Aha, I've got the Magician. Excellent. Major arcana, major secret. The first character that the Fool meets. This is really beautiful. This is this is nice. Nice magic. 12th house. Magic. What else? What else? How can we sew this together? Oh, I've got 3. You know what? I've got 3 cards here, but I'm going to use them all, I think. That was a nice flourish. That was a nice magic trick. So I got the 4 of Cups. I got the Page of Cups, and I got the 8 of Cups. So a lot of emotional stuff, a lot of water. So potentially this could be a lot to do with Neptune in Pisces. So there's something here about restricting yourself from receiving an offer, restricting yourself from an emotional suggestion. That could be from your energy. That could be from someone quite literally. The Page of Cups here is potentially that, quite literally that person. There's someone here with a really youthful, vibrant energy. There's a student sort of feeling about this person. It's almost as if they're learning how to love. That's an interesting thing to think about. This energy is learning how to love from you. So don't deny that potential. Don't deny that potential connection here. Because the 8 of Cups is a moment of walking away. It's more Pisces energy. I don't think that it lines up with... No, that's the 10 of Cups. Sorry, I sidetracked myself. Don't walk away from this offer because it's got a lot to give you. As youthful as this personality might be, as juvenile, maybe is a word to use, I don't know, but like fresh. This is really fresh energy. So don't walk away from it. There's a lot to be learned here for both of you in true Sagittarian energy. Who is it in Dreamland that's coming to visit you? Because this is them. This is them. And this is, you know, I do these readings and not everything new has to happen every 2 weeks, you know what I mean? But like, if this is hitting the ground, take it. That's the magic. That's the magic trick. That's the illusion of doing tarot and astrology. But it all comes from love, and that's the study. Okay, I'm going to leave this one here, Capricorn. I love you incredibly. Head over to my website if you wanted to buy yourself a reading. I've just put up a new series of readings that are really tailored and specific to different elementals of our life. And I use tarot and astrology in both. So it's a really nice in-depth sort of discussion and dive deep into some of these questions and discoveries, but to do with your chart in particular. I'm quite proud of them. You can head to buymeacoffee.com/Uma Ruby if you'd love to give me a tip. You must always tip your waitresses, I've found, if you want good service in the future. Other than that, I love you, full moon blessings, and I will see you in 2 weeks for the new moon in Cancer. More water, more emotional body. This will be good stuff. And for you, Cancer is your 7th house, so this is like intimate soul contract bonds. This will be nice to manifest with. Much love. I'll speak to you then. Ta-da.